Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the chemistry class. This is chemistry class from science for the students of standard 8. Today our topic is electrolysis. This is also a new topic for you. Now look, electrolysis is also a cell. Last class we have explained about dry cell. In this cell we get electrical energy. That means from dry cell we get electrical energy from chemical energy. In dry cell, chemical energy is converted to electrical energy. This is a kind of cell, and in this cell, in this electrolysis, here electrical energy is used, and here electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. This is another type of cell. The students, I am telling again, electrolysis, this is a kind of cell. In electrolysis process, we will get chemical energy, and here electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. Now, what is electrolysis? Due to the flow of electricity, the chemical change occurs in a compound is called electrolysis. Due to the flow of electricity, the chemical change that occurs in a compound, this chemical change is called electrolysis. Here, electrolyte. What is electrolyte? Here, two terms come, that is electrolyte and non-electrolyte. What is electrolyte? The materials which can be changed to a different material by the flow of electric current are called electrolyte. When electricity is passed, then the material that is changed to a different material. These materials are called electrolyte. For example, all salts, all acid solutions and all base solutions. All salt solution, acid solution and base solutions are the example of electrolyte. Non-electrolyte, the materials that do not allow electric current to pass through in their dissolved state or in the melted form and do not take part in chemical reaction are called non-electrolyte. There are some materials that do not allow electricity to pass through them and they cannot take part in chemical reaction are called non-electrolyte. For example, sugar, glucose, etc. If you take the sugar solution and if you want to pass electricity through sugar solution, then electricity will not be passed through sugar solution because sugar is a non-electrolyte. But if you take salt solution and if you pass electricity in this salt solution, then electricity will be passed through salt solution. So, salt solution is an electrolyte. Now here, electrolysis of sodium chloride solution is shown here. Look, this is a tank. In this tank, sodium chloride solution is taken. Sodium chloride is dissolved into water and this water is taken in this tank. Now, there are two rods. They are connected by using two wires and these two wires are attached with a battery, that is dry cell. Look, the solution of sodium chloride is taken in a tank and two carbon rods, these two rods are inserted as electrode. These rods are called electrode. One battery is connected with these two rods by using copper wire. The rod that is connected with the positive end of battery is called anode and the rod that is connected with the negative end of battery is called cathode. Now look here, you know in dry cell there is one positive sign and one negative sign. Now the electrode that is connected with the negative end of the battery is called cathode, and the electrode that is connected with the positive end of the battery is called anode. Now, when electricity is passed through the sodium chloride solution, then sodium chloride will take part in reaction. What will happen? At first, sodium chloride will be dissociated to make two ions. One is positive ion, that means the metal, that is positive ion, and the non-metallic part, that will be negative ion. At first, sodium chloride will be dissociated to ions, positive sodium ion and negative chloride ion. Now look, here two electrodes are inserted. One is negative and another is positive. You know, positive ion always will be attracted by the negative something. So, this sodium ion, positive ion, that will be attracted by cathode, as cathode is negative electrode. And this chloride ion, negative ion, this negative ion will be attracted by the anode, because anode is positive electrode. Now, after going to anode, what will happen? After going to anode, chloride ion, it will release one electron. Look, chloride ion, that means it has one electron more. It has 18 electrons. So, it will release one electron and it will make chlorine atom. You know, chlorine is diatomic molecule. So, it will not stay alone. So, it will combine with another chlorine atom and it will make chlorine molecule. In this way, chlorine gas is stored, or chlorine gas is found from this anode. And what will be at cathode? Sodium ion, it is positive ion. So, it will be attracted by the negative electrode cathode. And sodium ion, it has one electron less. So, it will take one electron and it will make sodium atom. Now, you know, sodium is a high reactive element. Sodium is a high reactive element, and in this solution there is water. So, sodium will react with the water and it will make sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. Sodium, as a high reactive metal, it will react with water and produce NaOH, sodium hydroxide, plus H2, hydrogen gas. So, by the electrolysis of sodium chloride solution, what will you get? You will get chlorine at anode, hydrogen gas at cathode, and sodium hydroxide in solution. I am telling again, by the electrolysis of sodium chloride, you will get chlorine at anode, hydrogen gas at cathode, and sodium hydroxide in the tank as sodium hydroxide solution. This is the electrolysis of sodium chloride. In this way, if you take potassium chloride, magnesium chloride, potassium fluoride, magnesium fluoride, you will get this type of compound after the electrolysis. At first, you have to remember that the positive ion, that will be attracted by cathode, and the negative ion, that will be attracted by anode. Positive ion, it will accept electron and it will gather as metal on cathode, and negative ion, it will release electron and it will gather as non-metal on anode. Now, students, you are confused, isn't it? Because last class I told that cathode is positive electrode and anode is negative electrode. But what did I tell today? Today I have told that the electrode that is connected with the negative end of battery is called cathode, and the electrode that is connected with the positive end of battery is anode. Yes, students, both are correct. Look, when you will use dry cell, I have told at first that this is a completely different type of cell. In this type of cell, the positive electrode is called cathode. But in electrolysis, the electrode that is connected with the negative end of battery is called cathode. I am telling again, for dry cell or that type of cell, the positive electrode is called cathode, and for electrolysis, this type of cell, the electrode that is connected with the negative end of battery is called cathode. In the same way, in a dry cell, the negative electrode is called anode, but during electrolysis, the electrode that is connected with the positive end of battery is called anode. When you will use dry cell, that time the positive electrode is cathode and negative electrode is anode, but during electrolysis, the positive electrode is anode and negative electrode is cathode. So when you will write the definition, obviously you have to mention in a dry cell or during electrolysis. If you mention this, then you can write the definition correctly. So today, up to this, from there I will give you a homework, that is, show the cathode and anode reaction during the electrolysis of potassium chloride solution. I have shown sodium chloride solution. Same way, you have to show the reaction only. No need to write full. You have to show only the reaction of anode and cathode during the electrolysis of potassium chloride solution. Thank you everyone. Thanks to all. Be safe and stay in home. Goodbye.